welcome, love and light to you. Please, be at peace. Rest your weary self, soul traveler. You're welcome here. If you have found me, then you have come to me for some guidance, specifically about karmic balance. First, I will be channeling Spirit to deliver some messages that will help you stay true to your path. Then, I will consult the Tarot of Truth. This deck is very old, from the Middle Ages. It is an heirloom that has been passed down through the generations to all of the women in the family that had the gift. This is not a standard tarot deck. It is a 22-card deck, as it contains only the major arcana cards, no suits, and is best applied to greater life lessons and karmic balance. Spirit would like me to give you some cautionary reminders. There are moments when we must make choices, crossroads of our life. Which way should we go? What direction aligns to your goals and your greatest purpose? If this is where you find yourself, remembering the laws of the universe should help you to navigate through any situation with a balanced mind and a light heart. This way, you can move past your karmic lessons and continue to move forward in abundance and joy. The key message that Spirit wants me to emphasize is, the truth is the key. This is what sets you free and opens your heart to flow with love, allows you to be yourself without shame. When you stand in your truth, you stand in your power. So, now the cautions. Listen closely. Stand in your truth and speak with your heart. Lies do not resonate and soon fall apart. Fair warning. From Archangel Michael, the bearer of the Sword of Truth, says, as soon as you try to deny, conceal, or twist the truth, you have already been caught in the lie, and any masks will slip off, and all falsehoods are revealed. Fair warning. From Archangel Raphael, bearer of the Seeds of Abundance, says, when you attempt to swindle or scheme your way into your abundance, your great fortune is already lost. Your seeds will not bear fruit. Remember, that wheel is always turning. Fair warning. From Archangel Uriel, bearer of the Cup of Love, says, if you insist on playing games by gambling with someone's heart, you've already broken it, and the love that was meant for you spills away. Love is the force that calls your heart's desires. Do not poison a pure heart for personal pleasures. Fair warning. From the Archangel Gabriel, bearer of the Staff of Knowledge, says, once you engage into dimming someone's light and draining a person's power to claim their energy for yourself, you have already become powerless, and your spirit is darkened. You give over your control to the empty promises of dark energy, and it ends up consuming you. The cautions have been given. We thank the presence of the archangels, the spirits and the ancestors, to bless and guide the journey of this soul traveller who has come to seek counsel of the oracle to balance their karma and align themselves with their greatest purpose. May they allow love to lead the way and light their path as they manifest their destiny. Now, the ancestors are coming through with a message. They would like to emphasize that karma most often extends beyond your personal life. It can span several generations and involve many families and individuals. These long histories can be forgotten over your lifetimes and can get very complicated. They urge you to allow them to guide you through your soul's memories and let them reveal all of these guideposts in their divine timing. Have patience and let the answers resonate as you receive them. Now we will consult the ancient oracle, the Tarot of Truth. Let us begin with a blessing. Angels, spirit guides, ancestors, we are grateful for your love and protection. Give us the insight to guide our intuition and the courage to accept your messages with humility and an open heart, so that we might balance our karma and find our inner peace to attract our joyful abundance. Thank you. A quick note on how we read these cards. Since they use only the major arcana, they will focus on karmic partners and life-changing events. I will reveal an unfolding story involving archetypal characters and major events. Your intuition will guide you to the people and the messages that resonate with you. Like a dream, the symbols and their meanings are unique to you. I will tell this tale in 4 spreads, or chapters. Each chapter will have a central theme, and the entire story may play out over several lifetimes, or just one. Let your intuition guide you to the keys that will resonate and unlock the meaning of the story in relation to you. Alright, here we go. This is the story of a powerful man who envisioned an empire. He believed it to be his destiny, but he did not know how he would accomplish this feat. Determined to achieve this vision, he appealed to the fates to grant him a boon, and they did agree to help him. They told him that if he built a tower, they promised to send him the means to plant the seeds of his empire. Confidently, the man obeyed them, and built a great tower, worthy of his dream, and he waited. In time, there came to him a woman. She was warm-hearted and beautiful, creative and intelligent, and highly intuitive. Upon seeing her, the man who had wished her into his own life could not believe his own fortune. Even though her intuitive gifts had showed him signs that she was indeed his fertile future of love and abundance, he did not see her true worth, and so he did not recognize his empress, and she moved on. So, the man did not become emperor, and his foundation was not strong. His tower was struck with a terrible disaster, and his vision of an empire fell into ruin. So, that first chapter may have given you clues or symbols about how the karmic burden began. The next chapter should start to reveal a karmic pattern. Look for repetitions in the story or the cards to guide you. Each chapter may reveal more. There once was a young maiden who was lonely and poor. She dreamed of a man who would bring her love and prosperity, a match made in heaven. The fates took pity on her, and into her life appeared a wealthy traveling merchant. They fell in love and soon were married, and she was blessed with everything she had desired. Her husband's business had become very successful, and this kept him away from home most of the time. After many years, the married woman became complacent of her good fortune, and fear of loneliness caused her to seek comfort in another's arms while her husband was away. The fates, having seen that she had dishonored her divine union, caused her affair to be exposed, and her husband's heart to stray. He soon called for a divorce, and the woman was left lonely and penniless once again. She withered away in sorrow, as she suffered with a broken heart. There are some patterns that are coming to light, and a greater story seems to be unfolding. We shall see, as we add more layers to the picture. The next chapter is the climax, and we'll look at how your karma currently sits in your present moment. Let's find out if you're heading in the right direction. A man had lived a long life alone, not ever having known any family or friends. Having grown up an orphan, he was used to being alone and ignored, but now he was very old, and he regretted not knowing home or family. Emboldened by this new feeling, he lit his lamp and grabbed his walking stick, and stepped forward into the unknown. His journey first took him to a waterfall, and in the misty spray, crowned with a rainbow arc, was a magnificent angel. He begged the angel to show him the way home to his family, and the angel pointed upriver, to the source. The old man followed the river, climbing higher up, until he reached the very peak of the mountain from which the river came from, and he could climb no further. From here he could see far to the horizon, the great world around him, but he could not see his home or his family. He shouted, "I am here. Where is my home? Where is my family?" The voice rumbled from beneath his feet, as though the very mountain herself spoke. It said, "Be calm, child. Everything you can see, and beyond the horizon where you cannot. That is your home, and all of her people and creatures. Those are your family." The old man sighed sadly, as he realized all of the time he had spent alone, feeling abandoned, when he could have been connecting with the world that was already around him. He held his lamp up to the sky and cried out, "Is it too late for me?" Have I come too close to my end to make things right? And another voice rang out from above his head, as though from the starry sky, and said, "Be at peace, brother. There are no ends, only new beginnings." Do you see all of these stars that surround you? They are also your family. This is also your home. You have already taken your first bold steps toward reunion. Keep to your path. We await you with open arms. The man smiled for the first time in a very long time. As he held his lantern above him, it looked like a bright star in the sky, and he understood, and his heart filled with joy. He finally felt like he belonged, that he was a light in this world, and he stepped forward into the unknown. That ending seemed hopeful. It could mean you're on the right path. If you can feel some of that weight starting to lift away already, then perhaps. Still, there is one chapter left to go, and this one is about resolution. Keep your wits very sharp and listen. If you can piece together the meaning of this puzzle, then you might get some clarity. Pay attention. This should enlighten you to a solution for bringing the scales back into balance and setting your life free from the pattern. Long ago, in a small village, there was born a pair of very gifted children. They were twins, a boy, Paul, and a girl, Cass. They had the ability to bring peace and joy to everyone around them. Even the wild beasts that they encountered became tame, even playful, in the presence of their pure brilliant joy. As they grew older, and they took on the menial tasks of life, Cass noticed an unusual shift in Paul's behaviour. He had grown melancholy and silent, and would hide himself away and avoid people, even her. On nights when the light of the moon was bright, he would sneak away and not return until dawn. Concerned for her brother, Cass decided one moonlit night to follow him and see what secret he was hiding. She followed at a safe distance, the hood of her cloak pulled up so he would not recognize her if she was spotted. When she found herself at the edge of a field, the full moon shone its light on a frightening scene. Before her eyes, her brother had shifted into the shape of a wild beast and was howling in agony. She wailed, woeful that this fate had befallen him, and the beast that was her brother spun to face her, snarling angrily. But her heart went out to him when she saw the fear and pain in his eyes. She threw off her hood and called out his name, and he fell and cried out in despair when he realized she had discovered his terrible secret. At this moment, a mob of angry farmers had gathered to exact justice on the beast, but Cass held her brother in a gentle and protective embrace, and would not allow them to harm him. They told her to step aside, for they claimed he had been feeding on wild game at night, and they were concerned he would soon threaten their livestock, as well as the people of the village. Cass would not budge, and begged for mercy for her brother, vowing to never leave his side until they had found a cure for his curse. Grudgingly, they allowed it, as her peaceful nature calmed them down. Her brother explained that he had been cursed by a witch who had been envious of his gift, and when she could not take it from him, had cursed his nature to be reversed. Cass pondered this problem very deeply, and quickly her intuition revealed the solution. She convinced Paul that they were more powerful together than anyone, and that they should face the witch together, and subdue her into removing the curse. Her faith gave him courage, and they found the witch, and subdued her. Not only was the curse removed forever, but they acquired new, honoured gifts from the light, for their loyalty to their loving nature, and their bravery in the face of their darkness. That concludes the telling of the story. May the words bring you keys for unlocking your glory. Blessings of love and good fortune upon you. Heartfelt thanks to the angels, spirits and ancestors for their guidance. They would like to leave you with one last bit of confirmation by repeating their initial message. Truth is the key. Unlock your heart and be free. It was an absolute pleasure to share my gifts with you. If it did not resonate with you, then it was probably not meant for you, but I hope it was entertaining nonetheless. Before we part ways, please allow me the pleasure to recite to you the Wanderer's Farewell. When the water gets bitter and the ground becomes barren, a free spirit knows to break camp and keep moving. You will find greener fields for your bountiful garden, if you're true to your path and continue improving. Let the sun and the moon and the stars guide your way to the home where your roots can grow strong when you stay. Farewell, soul traveller.